Imagine you're a mother sitting at the foot of your child's bed as he sleeps. You're a fifth-generation mining family in a small, rural town in Arizona. Recently, it seems like the tides have turned against you. The mines have shut down. Your husband's been out of work for a while. Over the years, most of your friends have moved to the city to find work. But you can't bear the idea of leaving the town you grew up in, where all your relatives are buried, where all your memories live. But now you've defaulted on your mortgage. The bank's telling you it's time to leave. You're trying to figure out what to tell your son who is sleeping.
How do we tell Johnny? How am I gonna wake him up from bed? How do we tell Johnny? It won't make sense. All his memories are right here in this yard. The willow tree, the swing, they've been with us from the start. All his memories, all our memories. How do we tell Margaret when she comes back home from school? How do we tell Margaret we've lost everything we worked and waited for, and what they worked and waited for, everyone who came before, we've lost it all. And how can we live without our lives? How will we know it's us without our past? Can you live without the willow tree? Well, no, you can't. That willow tree is you. And this pain, this dreadful pain, that's you too. I am broken. I am leveled in a moment, in emotion. And I can't remember why I am shattered. Is it all just memory that once we mattered? And now there is no going home. Oh, I never thought I'd have to throw away my father's leather and leave him turning in his grave forever. That's what he told me as a girl, we're here forever. And don't forget your family's name. And all that in vain.
A few months later, now, imagine that you live just across the highway and you're a teenage boy. You come from the Apache people. You grew up on an arid Indian reservation and spent your childhood returning to your holy grounds for ceremonies and healing. Your people have fought for centuries against genocide and erasure. And these mountains and rocky cliffs are the one place you have to remember who you are and where you came from. But recently, billions of dollars of copper was found right underneath your holy land. Mining companies want to destroy it for profit. The nearby mining towns are thrilled. And you're fighting with everything you've got. But sometimes it seems like the whole world is against you. Sometimes you just want a normal teenage life.
I can't do this anymore. What is it all for? What is it all for? I can't take this anymore. What am I here for? What am I here for? I can't hear my own voice above the machines on the hill. They kill, they kill. I can't hear the birds sing or the crickets ring at night. They die, they die. And I can't hear the spring and it feels like the end. It feels like watching my best friend die. It feels like a fall when I know that I'm losing it all. Losing it all. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna leave for a little while. I can't keep fighting every inch like a mile. I'm bleeding out, leaving now before I can change my mind. Hey, Mom, I'm gonna take a trip to the city, get my mind off the place, find someone pretty. I can hide in her smile a while, just forget I'm not free. Take a load off my shoulders, take these shackles off my feet. Blend in, fade out, pretend that society wants me. 'Cause it feels like the end. It feels like watching my best friend die. Yeah, it feels like a fall when I know that I'm losing it all. So take me away from these oak trees and where no one else sees. You can't tear the earth apart without bleeding from your own heart. That's all I've written of that song so far. So more to come. But thank you all so much for being here. So excited. Thank you. Well, we're so happy to see you all. It's been a long couple of years since we had our last performance, and we're really, really excited to be back, masks and all, so thank you for showing up despite the conditions of our world. I'm Cordelia Zars. I am the founder and executive director of Empathy Theater Project.
And yes. And I'm Max Middleton, our production director, and we are so, so grateful that you are all here tonight.
So the songs that you just heard are excerpts. I haven't written the whole songs yet, but they're excerpts from the new show that we're working on at Empathy Theater Project, which is going to become the second original production of our company. And thanks for your help introducing the story, Max.
Absolutely. We are so excited to get to work on this show.
So this show is, it's based on a true story. It's a land conflict that's happening in Arizona right now between indigenous tribes that consider a piece of land sacred in Arizona, dying mining towns whose economies are struggling as the industry changes, environmental groups that are all working to protect this land. And everybody wants the land for a different reason. There's a lot of copper under it that has the potential to fuel the green industry in the United States. It's a very complicated issue. I had the pleasure and the honor of reporting the story journalistically for the podcast that I work for this past summer. And when I was down there reporting it and just working with all these people to bring the story to people's ears, I found that it had a lot of potential, and I thought about it as a theater piece and then began developing it as a musical. And it's a really exciting project for Empathy Theater Project because I get to work really closely with Native artists and collaborators, as well as dying mining town residents, both here in Colorado and in Arizona, and environmental groups, to bring a really complicated issue to the stage. So we're really excited about it.
And we are hoping to have our first read-through of this new project in about a year, so we will be sure to keep you all posted on that.
And in the meantime, over the next year, we have a lot of really exciting content and news coming your way.
Yes, we will start off with this very exciting announcement. Tonight, we are officially launching our new nonprofit Empathy Theater Project. Cordelia and I have acted and directed together since we were 19 years old, and starting a theater company like this one has always been a dream of ours.
It really has. In college, Max and I we had a deck of tarot cards, and after shows, we'd be like, man, we just really want to do this our whole lives, and so we'd bring out the tarot deck and lay out the tarot cards and like try to see our futures in them, and we were like, every time we're like, yes, theater company, okay, Colorado, like we had it all planned out. So here we are. After a lot of years of hard work, we have converted the LLC that we opened a couple years called Arete Theatrics. That's where we housed our first production of Man Up. We converted it to a 501c3, and we renamed it Empathy Theater Project. And that name is really to drive in on our mission artistically.
Yeah, and that mission, our mission at Empathy Theater Project, is to develop original theater that strengthens connection, inspires dialogue, and fosters empathy in our divided country. And we're going to fulfill that mission in 3 major ways. One is by writing and producing these full-length feature musicals and plays. The second is staging a nonfiction monologue series. And the third is continuing to offer engaging programs to our friends and community.
I think all of us are probably aware of how divided our country feels in a lot of different ways. And I think that feeling for me personally has been increasing over the last 5 years, I would say. And I think with the geographic distance that separates a lot of our populations in the United States, as well as social media playing a greater role in how we communicate, I think it's become harder and harder for us to listen to each other and to empathize with perspectives that differ from our own. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. But I think as a democracy, we need that. We need that exercise in empathy. And so that is really why we're here and why we feel passionate about this work, is to try to bring our country together through the power of theater that offers empathy.
And yeah, we are artists, and we are artists. And being an artist means that these huge systemic issues that are happening in our country, it's not just an intellectual exercise. We feel it as pain, like deep personal pain. And being an artist means you can't just sit with that pain. You got to go do something with it and do something about it. And we, the two of us specifically, we are artists of the theater. I have never witnessed anything as powerful at changing minds as a theater. People go into a theater and occasionally they find themselves transported to a completely other world. Maybe you got a sense of that feeling when Cordelia was giving us that amazing little teaser of our upcoming next project. Yeah, so sometimes you feel the feelings and think the thoughts of those radically different from yourself. And sometimes you leave that building, you leave that theater with a totally different perspective than you had going in. And so at Empathy Theater Project, we intend to use that phenomenal tool, the awesome power of theater, to open as many minds as possible, one production at a time.
And our production company is dedicated to writing and then producing all its own original work in-house. And that work is going to explore social and environmental issues that are dividing America.
And no other theater company in Colorado currently shares that dedication to original work,
which we were really excited about. And yeah, so we're hoping that our work cultivates empathy around the issues that are driving us apart, in the hope that it helps bring us back together.
And yeah, so writing and producing these feature shows is our main focus at Empathy Theater Project. These shows are full-length plays and musicals, and they take a lot of time and energy to create.
Yes, and I come from a journalism background. I've been in public radio journalism for the past 10 years, and so our production model is it's modeled after a radio model, where we come up with story ideas, we engage in a massive amount of research, interviews, storyboarding, editing, to hone those ideas, and then artistically we expand those stories, we fictionalize them with characters, we add dialogue, we write original music and have choreography to kind of expand that work and make it a piece for the theater that can be shared among a lot of different audiences.
And we showed you a little bit of our upcoming feature show at the beginning of our program here tonight, tentatively titled We Are Still Here. And we're going to talk about our first ever feature show, Man Up, in a little bit.
Yes, before we talk about Man Up, though, and share some songs from Man Up, we wanted to tell you about some of our community programs.
So at Empathy Theater Project, we engage with our community with workshops and programs that foster empathy by developing creativity.
And those programs include things like book clubs that are going to be a really fun way to engage more deeply with the themes that we're talking about in our shows, or like our writer circle that some of you are in here that we just launched this winter. It's a really amazing space where writers can come and present any kind of creative work that they're working on and get really valuable feedback from a group. Another example is the Songwriting Workshop series that we piloted in 2020, right at the start of COVID. It saved a lot of our mental health during that time. It was really fun, and we're hoping to launch that again this summer or sometime really soon in person, if that's an option.
And now we are super excited to invite up some friends. We're going to invite up Melody Blough and Caroline Vickstrom. I was lucky enough to be their classmate in that first songwriting class. And they're each going to perform a song that they wrote in that class.
The world's a battlefield, 7 billion stories lost. Have I lost my shield, or have I just lost all my parts? Keep your thoughts to yourself, 'cause they aren't valid to your wealth. But I won't be silenced again. Together we will stand, together we are greater than all of the fear, the tears, and we will sing. Together we will stand, together we will rule the land and silence the fear, the tears, and while we fight, you hear our cries in the stormy night. In a million years, will this all be solved? Will we dry our tears? Will society evolve? 7 billion stories gained through the mass chaos, but we know all of our pain paid off. Together we will stand, together we are greater than all of the fear, the tears, and we will sing. Together we will stand, together we will rule the land and silence the fear, the tears, and while we fight, you hear our cries and us. So keep your mind on the times, your heart set on the top, because if we try, we can never be apart. So keep fighting hand in hand, and we will not be silenced if we bend. Together we will stand, together we are greater than all of the fear, the tears, and we will sing. Together we will stand, together we will rule the land and silence the fear, the tears, and while we fight, you will hear our cries in the stormy night.
I'm Caroline, and I wrote this during Cordelia's amazing workshop. It's about the love of place, the love of land. I rode airplanes, I drove highways, I gone here, there, and sideways. I've traveled this great round globe. But no matter where I've been or what places I've seen, ain't nowhere on earth like Colorado. With her butterscotch pines and her columbines and breezes that smell so sweet. When the moon lights on the snow, there's just one thing I know, ain't nowhere on earth like Colorado. I've seen churches, I've seen steeples, I've seen pearl white cathedrals with stained glasses all aglow, oh, oh. But nowhere can take me higher than that continental divider that's crowning the land of Colorado. With her Rocky Mountain peaks and her river so deep in the rosy haze of alpenglow. When the elk start their bugle, well, my heart it quadruples, filling up with that love of Colorado. And at night when the stars sparkle bright all across that gray black dome, you breathe in the air and know that there's a place called home. With her sky of a hue that's almost too blue, with red raspberries that grow. When the morning starts glowing to my home, I'm going in that great western state of Colorado. That great western state of Colorado.
Thank you again to Melody and Caroline for singing those awesome songs. That was so cool. So our work with Caroline and Melody and everyone who was a part of that songwriting class is just a great example of how we offer these connective, creative opportunities that enrich our friends and our community.
And the last way that we intend to fulfill our mission is through a series of community monologues. So we're really excited about starting this program. We're calling it our One Voice series. And for this project, all of you in our community, you'll be able to write in an essay, a personal essay, about an experience that aligns with a topic that we've created. And then you'll work with our team to edit those personal essays, and then we'll stage them like this in front of an audience, and you'll get to play with, well, you'll get to perform your monologue and then have a live improvised musical response as well.
Yeah, we are so excited for this program to get started. All of our monologues are going to start with the iconic jazz singer Nina Simone's lyric, "I wish you could know what it means to be me." These monologues will be a further exercise in empathy for different people's lives and lived experiences and perspectives. And our monologue series will accompany the themes we are exploring in our feature shows. So for example, when we get to Man Up, when we're planning Man Up, we're going to have a monologue series with people talking about their experiences with gender expectations and gender roles.
And similarly for the We're Still Here musical, we're going to have a One Voice series that centers Native voices in our community here in Colorado, as well as centering voices from communities that are experiencing a lot of economic hardship in rural parts of our states. And so, yeah, we're really excited to get this program underway. And if you have ideas, let us know.
Yes, please keep posted and begin thinking about your own potential monologue ideas.
And now, for our most exciting news.
Everyone, let's do a drum roll together.
Okay. All right, I don't think you have to do that because I think everybody already knows what's happening, but we're remounting Man Up this spring. some of you already obviously know the show, but we are planning our performances for April 8, 9, and 10 right here in Boulder. So stay tuned for tickets.
Yeah, Man Up is Empathy Theater Project's first feature musical, and it was inspired by the 2017 Me Too movement. We first produced it here in Boulder in 2019, and since then, a bunch of work has been done on both the script and the score to make it even better.
So as a playwright, we were both in college right around, well, I guess you were a little out of college, but we were close to getting out of college when the Me Too movement happened. And at that time, as a playwright, I wanted to understand the root causes behind a culture of masculinity in our country that often accepts displays of violence or anger or aggression more than it accepts displays of emotion or tenderness or empathy in men. And I know that women and non-binary folks are affected by this a lot, but I wasn't sure, how boys are affected by that culture as they're growing up. And so after a lot of interviews and research and writing and composing, Man Up became a show, a musical, that offers a lens into the pressures that little boys face to conform to this culture of masculinity as they grow up in America.
So Man Up's main character is named Duncan, and over the course of 3 acts, you get to watch Duncan grow up from a young boy to a young man. And now we are super excited to invite Hayden Hensley up to perform a song for Man Up. Yes, he was our amazing Act 1 Duncan in 2019.
Yeah, and not gonna lie, there has been way too much talking in my opinion, and I have some very important information to share with the generally uninformed public. Hey! Does anyone know about frogs is what I thought, so I brought a presentation. These are not just any frogs, their eyelids lack articulation. They're super green and they sleep on leaves hanging upside down. They lay their eggs above a stream and change color when the sun goes down. Give me the lemur leaf frogs, let's go baby. Lemur leaf frogs are pretty crazy. Lemur leaf frogs are dying daily due to deforestation, herb development, the spread of invasive fungi caused by human foot traffic, global warming, dams, logging, expanded crops, domestic livestock, and every other way humans are destroying the world. These frogs, they live in Panama, Ecuador, and Costa Rica. They prey on flies and water bugs, they flick their little tongues and then eureka. They don't have webbing on their toes and they weigh just 4 grams. Their eyes are huge, they bug out like this, and they have little discs on their hands. Lemur leaf frogs, let's go baby. Lemur leaf frogs, they're pretty crazy. Lemur leaf frogs, they're dying daily. Lemur leaf frogs. These frogs, guys, they're on the brink of complete and utter devastation. We've got to get them on their feet and save them from obliteration. If we don't help, they'll go extinct and we'll lose them for forever. If we don't help, we'll lose a link in the chain that holds us all together. Don't buy plastic. Pack your trash up. Don't eat meat. Don't waste heat. It's our planet. So come on and stand in. It's now or never. Let's come together. Frogs, 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 frogs. Save the lemur leaf frogs.
So not every song that I write is super depressing. Thank you, Hayden.
Yeah, thank you again, Hayden. So now we are going to transition to a later scene in the show when things start to get difficult for Duncan. So in this story, as Duncan gets older and enters middle school, he starts getting bullied for being sensitive and smart. Other boys in his class start calling him gay because he hasn't made a move with his best friend Clara. But secretly, Duncan is totally in love with Clara. Terrified that Clara might think he is gay too, Duncan forces himself on Clara one day after school and kisses her non-consensually. So now we'd like to invite Julia Jacobson up to sing Clara's solo after that uncomfortable kiss.
Is this supposed to be how that should feel? I've wanted you for so long. Is this supposed to be all that that is? A kiss, your lips, a wish shattered. I've dreamed of you. Oh, I've dreamed of you. Am I supposed to feel like I could cry? Why do I wanna run and hide? Am I supposed to feel empty inside? Shouldn't I feel I could fly? I've dreamed of you. Oh, I've dreamed of you. But oh, it's in my mind. I've been dreaming pretty lies. It's not enough to fantasize at night. Maybe this is just how these things feel. How would I know? I've never known what's real. Maybe this thing people call love is just pain disguised in a different name. And I dreamed it was true. Oh, and I dreamed you. But oh, it's in my mind. I've been dreaming pretty lies. It's not enough to fantasize. I've gotta wake myself this time before I put him on the line. If I want the chance to fly, I can't fly blind. So, Clara, open your eyes. This could just be a chance that passes you by. No, Clara, don't waste your time wishing everything could happen just like inside your mind. I swear I'll brush a broader line between the world I see and wanna see, 'cause this time I need somebody to be mine who doesn't leave me all alone to cry. Go, Clara, it's your chance to see the world beyond the walls that limit me. Go now, set yourself free. It's about time you breathed. He wants you, give him what he needs. It's not about me, it's not about me. It's just a body, just a shell of me. So take what you need. 'Cause oh, it's in my mind. I've been dreaming pretty lies. It's not enough to fantasize at night. Yes, this is supposed to be how that should feel. just wanted me for so long.
Thank you so much, Julia. Julia was our incredible, absolutely unforgettable Act 2 Clara in 2019. Thank you so much for that. And now we are honored to invite up Jonathan and Mandy Hensley, who are Hayden's parents who sang the frog song a few minutes ago. They're going to share a few words with you guys about how Man Up, the show, affected their son.
Hi, everyone. Like Cordelia said, my name's Jonathan, and this is my wife, Mandy. We're Hayden's parents, who you just heard. Hayden starred as young Duncan in the original casting of Man Up, and we're extremely grateful to the two here as a family for that opportunity. And we didn't realize when Cordelia approached us about the play a little over 2 years ago, or a little more than 2 years ago, the impact it would have on us. And Mandy's going to share that now.
When Man Up's first production wrapped in November 2019, I sent an email to Max and Cordelia. I told them I had a story to tell. In September, after the school year had gotten off to a start, Hayden started being bullied by a classmate for being too girly. Hayden had always been friends with the girls versus the boys, and we'd always encouraged him to be just himself. Throughout the next months, these bullies continued to tell other kids to watch out for Hayden because he's gay, or told boys to ignore him so Hayden won't get a crush on you. We worked hard with the school, teachers, and parents to end this vicious treatment, and it sometimes felt like an uphill battle. Not that they weren't trying hard, but the minds of others are the hardest things to change. It's the worst feeling in the world to watch your child crumble before you. Because of outside forces of ignorance and hate, which you can't control. Thankfully, after interventions, assemblies, and deserving punishments, the nightmare started to come to an end. The shining light in all of this was Man Up. A play reinforcing what we have always taught Hayden. Be true to you, forget the assholes around us, and surround yourself with people that truly care about you. We've shed so many tears, obviously, as a family over the beautiful music, the lyrics, hauntingly familiar to what was held within our hearts. Through this production, working in it, starring in it, and learning from it, we've healed as a family and become stronger in our faith and love of what we can accomplish and change together. Hayden will tell you flat out that this production saved his life. And I think in many ways it did. He fearlessly came out to his friends and his family. And in doing so, we watched him learn to breathe again. He's received nothing but love and support from all of us, including you, and to continue to be himself and promise to never change. He will continue to grow, to learn, to love, and a spark of that, who he will be now, is because of Man Up. So thank you for telling these stories. Thank you for saving our son. Thank you for saving our family.
We just want to thank all of you for joining us here and celebrating Empathy Theater and the work that these two are doing. Please spread the word as much as you can to everyone that'll hear you. And there are 4 things. You can never have too much. No, 4. There's 4. Chocolate, friends, the theater, and empathy for one another.
Thank you so much, Mandy and Jonathan. You've done so much for us over the years. We really can't thank you enough.
So here we are. We have one original production coming up in a few months. Another is developing and in the pipeline. We have plans for our first ever monologue series with community programs developing and also underway.
We feel really passionate about helping our country heal, and we think that we have a powerful set of tools to make that happen. And so that's why Empathy Theater Project exists, and that's why everybody's here today. And so we just want to say again, thank you all so much for coming out. And we also want to iterate that the most important part of all of this art, all of these testimonials, is not me and Max up here, it is all of you. That is really true, because without you, without your support, without you coming and supporting us and being in this audience and hearing our songs, we wouldn't be here. We literally could not do this without you.
And you totally might be tempted to think that your role in this process is minimal and that you've just come out to have a good time tonight and you're just sitting here listening, watching. But the truth is that you folks are co-creating all of this content with us. There is no art without audience. And even if we come up with the most profound thesis on the condition of humanity, it means literally nothing if people don't care enough to hear what we have to say.
So really, all of you are as pivotal to creating this art that's happening on this stage as we are. That's not just an opinion that we have, that is a fact.
And friends, right now, we really need your help to get our new nonprofit off the ground. Art is extremely difficult and extremely time-consuming to create. And in a society that does not financially value art or artists, we are up against a lot to be able to put on multiple full-scale productions for you a year, along with community programs and events.
So if you believe in us and if you believe in this work and the power that it has to help heal our country, please consider making a tax-deductible donation after the show finishes. We have a lot of really fun and easy ways for you to donate downstairs after the show is finished. Our Kickstarter fundraising goal is $30,000, and that funding is going to go directly into our production costs, into paying our artistic collaborators, into fueling what you're seeing on stage today. So every single dollar counts, and thank you so much for considering helping us get this off the ground.
And that's a big goal, but we are not in it alone. Incredibly, we've already gathered a lot of significant support. We won our first 2 grants from the Boulder Arts Commission in December. Yeah, and those grants are to help us fund our next production of Man Up, as well as get a grant writer this spring. We've had several businesses come on board as sponsors, and those are Boulder Smiles Dentist Office, Lithographs, The Dirtbag Diaries, and Synapse Counseling. Yeah, let's give them all a round of applause. We are so grateful for them, and most significantly, a group of anonymous donors who saw our last production of Man Up came together and they pooled funding for a matching gift program today. which means that for every dollar that you donate, it unlocks an additional dollar for us. So if you give $50, we get $100. If you give $500, we get $1,000. If you give $1,000, we get $2,000. You guys get the idea.
You guys are better at math than we are, so we had to run through that a few times. No, but so please do help us today launch Empathy Theater Project. We need your help, and we believe that our country needs ours, all of ours, together. And so that means that together, everybody in this room and our communities beyond, we might feel helpless right now. It's easy to feel helpless in this country, but it's not true. We have the power in partnership to create works of art that change the state that we are living in. We have the power to create works of art that change people's lives, as you've seen. And so we together have what it takes to create a kinder and brighter future for America, and we hope that you will help us do that.
Truly, 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 thank you all for being here tonight. We love you all so much, and we wouldn't be here without you. And there is no amount too small. Like right now, $5 even goes a super long way going into production. So Cordelia and I are going to sing one last song, and then we are going to head to a reception downstairs, a masked mingle party, where you can get some of our awesome Empathy Theater Project merch. You can make a donation, and you can talk to members of our original cast of Man Up and anyone who performed here today. They'll all be wearing name tags, and they'd love to tell you about their experiences.
We also have a newsletter sign up downstairs, which you're probably like, I don't want any more emails, which we understand, but it's also really hard to get in touch with you about our shows if we don't have that information. So it is really important. We promise we won't send you annoying stuff. We'll just send you like tickets when they're on sale and fun things that we're doing. So don't miss out on that, because it's the way that we are able to communicate with our community. So there's a newsletter sign up. Also, there's an audition sign up downstairs if you want to audition for Man Up. We're auditioning in 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks from today.
And you can also come find Cordelia and I to talk to downstairs. We love talking about this stuff. We are so sorry we couldn't offer food and drinks tonight, but we did feel it was best to keep everyone's mask on tight downstairs. But we do have some great gift bags. So make sure you get yours with some yummy treats for the way home.
Yes. So again, thank you all so much for being here. We love all of you. Thank you for coming out tonight. Here's one last song for you guys, just to remind you that musical theater is an enduring and timeless art form. Some of you might recognize this tune.
And a last quote from the guy who wrote this song. Words make you think. Music makes you feel. A song makes you feel a thought. Fly over the rainbow, why then oh why can't I?